listen to podcasts.
You're watching America's #1 streaming news, ABC News Live. Breaking news, exclusives, live reporting. Keep streaming with ABC News Live.
This is what you need to know.
We'll take you straight to where news is happening.
And give you what you need to know all in under 10 minutes. New episodes streaming every day.
Only on Disney+.
And ABC News Live is marking National Cancer Survivors Month, a time to celebrate stories of survival from diagnosis to recovery, and a chance to learn more about the support and advocacy survivors need to live well and even to find romance. Joining me now is Christina Merrill, founder and CEO of the Bone Marrow and Cancer Foundation, as well as Cancer Buddy. It's a platform specifically designed for patients with cancer looking to match with one another. Christina, it is good to see you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me and sharing Cancer Buddy.
Absolutely. So you raised nearly, $1 million to build Cancer Buddy? So tell us, how does this work?
Yes, so Cancer Buddy started because peer support is so incredibly important to cancer patients during their survivorship, as well as when they're diagnosed and just through the whole journey. And so we had a program that was web-based, and I thought I can't scale that to the millions of people that are diagnosed with cancer every year. And there's over 19 million survivors in America.
Wow.
And so I thought, how can I scale this? And I unexpectedly had to go on dating apps after divorcing. And I thought, wow, this was just an incredible digital platform where patients could also meet. Why hasn't this been done?
Well, and that's what I was just thinking as you were describing it. How is it possible that this hasn't been done? And thank goodness that you've done it. So you say connections matter so much, and obviously we know how important that is, and that it gives survivors a sense of belonging. Tell me more about that.
Yeah. So more than 30% of patients and survivors share that they are so isolated and alone during a cancer experience. And also for survivors, just because their treatment has ended does not mean that the journey has finished for them. They still have fears and anxiety and all that goes with a cancer diagnosis and survivorship. So it's so important to be able to meet others who are experiencing the same journey, and because you just can't get that from your friends and family that don't understand it firsthand.
You're exactly right. That is such a beautiful way to look at it, and why this is so important. So what can caretakers and loved ones do to help you?
Yeah, so you can download Cancer Buddy on iOS and Android, and you put in your information, and it connects patients with other patients, or survivors with other survivors, or caregivers with other caregivers, based on the diagnosis, your geographical location, what hospital you might be at, what ethnicity, what gender identity, what interests you have, everything to do with your experience and who you are as a person. And you swipe, and you can meet your perfect match, in your hometown or across the country. So there are thousands of people on the app, and it's growing, and it's really exciting to see that aspect. And we also have groups, so people can join groups as well. We have topic-specific groups and disease-specific groups.
All right, and I noticed on the graphic that we showed there that you can find Cancer Buddy on the Apple App Store right now for that download. Christina Merrill, thank you so much, and thank you for all you do.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And coming up here on ABC News Live is your back ready for the back nine. Well, we've got a warm-up routine for your next round of golf or tennis. It's the Saturday stretch, and it's next.
Domino's best deal ever just got better.
And then there's this!
With stuffed crust.
1984. Book a free trial class today.
for.
How did he get that plane in the airplane? How did no one know?
Hey, you think this thing can do a barrel roll?
Trying to figure out how to use the autopilot first.
Boring.
He's going upside down. Holy! Can we cut the cameras?
This is probably like jail time for life, huh?
You're watching America's #1 streaming news. Keep streaming with ABC News Live.
All right, it is time now for our Saturday stretch. Fitness trainer Alan Filaro is here to help get us more limber before some of our favorite weekend sports. And there's a lot going on. Alan, it's good to see you again.
Good seeing you.
Absolutely. All right, so let's talk about this right now because I know you've prepared like 3 stretches to get us going. You're a parent. You just had another child. So we see you all over social media with your kid and all of that. Tell us what we can do for parents out there who really need that extra support.
Parents that need that extra support, I would say, like, keep moving, keep going, never stop, and kind of like lead by example because the kids will follow.
All right. So you prepared 3 stretches that you think that we should be doing.
I sure did. There are actually 3 stretches that we could do every single day. And this is, I train a lot of people in golf, a lot of people in tennis. So it's something to do with our spines and our hips. And we're going to first start off by showing you the first movement. We're going to go down to a 90-90.
Well, let me ask you, what the tennis and the golf specifically, like what kind of challenges does that present?
It presents your hip mobility and your spine mobility. So the better those work, the better we're going to play.
So then it helps all of us.
Exactly.
Okay, all right.
Exactly. So we're going to go into a 90-90.
Okay.
So we're going to go down to the ground. I'm sure you've done this before.
Yep.
All right. So these are called 90-90 shin boxes. Basically, your hips are at 90, both hips are at 90, back knees, front knee at 90. From here, you're going to push your heels to the ground. We're going to push our hands out in front. This is a good one. This is if you're going to find out how tight those hips are, okay?
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to push, and then we're going to bring the knees out to the opposite side.
Okay.
And then bring it back.
And then you're going to keep...
And then if you're really tight, all right, because you're trying to figure out how tight those hips are.
So it's just, so having your hands out, I've never done it that way.
That keeps your trunk upright and keeps your core stabilized. So as you're doing this, going side to side, if it's too tight, you put your hands on the ground, you keep yourself upright, and you keep doing this 20 reps every single day. You're trying to do this until you don't have to use your hands on the ground.
Wow. All right. 20 reps.
Second movement. And also with hips, we're sitting on our butt a lot, so we got to make sure that we're really mobilizing those hips the best we can. This one, knees under your hips, so you're going elbow under your shoulder, but here you're putting your hand under the now from here, you're going to drive your hips, your butt back to your heels, so like a child's pose. And then you're going to drive your elbow to the sky, and then bring it back in.
think this is one of the most funny things that I've ever.
Taylor Swift on her new song for the Toy Story 5 soundtrack. How it came together so fast and what it means to her.
Hello and welcome to GMA Life. I'm Ashin Singh.
And I'm Lori Bergamato. Right now, we're here in the GMA offices, our favorite place.
That's right.
And coming up on GMA Life, Taylor Swift, the superstar, talking all about Toy Story 5, which, by the way, I loved.
Yes, I haven't gotten a chance to see it yet, but I definitely need to get to the box office. Plus, Lori, you're looking into the return of Froyo for us. Is that refreshing fruit making a comeback?
Didn't ever really leave, Ashin.
Yeah.
But you'll see. First, though, a warning about fake online invitations. The FTC is sounding the alarm about a growing scam. And Elizabeth Schulze has all the details.
Hey, good morning, guys. We all get them, right? Invitations from Paperless Post, Evite, Punch Bowl in an email or text. Maybe it's for a kid's birthday party, graduation parties, all other events. But a growing number of these invites are not real. And if you're not careful, it could cost you. Alyssa Williamson was leaving a yoga class in New York when she got an email from a college classmate that looked like an invitation to an alumni event.
When I clicked on the link, it opened up into a Gmail login. Once I logged in, nothing worked.
But a few hours later, Alyssa says she started receiving texts from friends asking about an Evite she'd sent out, just like the one that she'd received. That's when she realized she'd been scammed.
I texted a bunch of my friends telling them not to open it, and then I changed all of my passwords.
Alexis Moser, who runs a preschool in Whittier, California, received a similar invitation from a friend that looked like Paperless Post.
So I entered my password and it did the multi-factor authentication, which I've done tons of times for many other websites. So I really didn't think anything of it.
But just like Alyssa, nothing seemed to happen until a few hours later, when she was getting bombarded by undeliverable emails from people she hadn't talked to in years.
I realized that it was a scam, that now that email went out to everybody in my contact list.
And it didn't end there. Because Alexis had entered her password and authentication, scammers were able to use that info to log into her other profiles online, including her bank account.
I opened up the transaction history and I noticed that there were 3 different transactions and they totaled $5,500.
Her bank eventually put the money back in a new account, and Alexis reset all her passwords.
It makes me really feel unsafe.
Online invitation companies say these two are not alone, as more scammers impersonate their platforms.
We see a few hundred reports a week.
The president of Paperless Post tells us scams are still a small number compared to the millions of real invites that go out each week.
Anything that's asking you to download an attachment is a red flag. Anything that asks you to log in or register to do something basic like reply is a red flag.
And the CEO of Punch Bowl says there are clear signs an invite is fake, like if an image won't load, logos are the wrong size, or the text isn't aligned. And always check the website URL.
We strongly encourage people to hover over that URL and never ever put in information that doesn't seem to be right.
Okay, so when you get an invite, hover your mouse over the image in your email. You'll see a URL link pop up on your screen, like this example from Paperless Post. If it does not say paperlesspost.com there on the bottom, do not click on it. Evite also tells us that the single most reliable indicator that an invite is real is the sender's email address. So it should end in evite.com, not Gmail or Hotmail. All of these sites do say that they have direct email contacts where you can reach out to them to ask if an invite is a scam. Guys.
And we are keeping Elizabeth on the move. Now to our series, 50 States in 50 Weeks, America the Beautiful.
One of our favorite series, and we are in the home stretch. Just 3 more states to go. Elizabeth Schulze visited Arizona.
There's so much natural beauty in Arizona and so much rich history here tied to indigenous tribes, including the biggest tribe in the country, Navajo Nation. We spoke with one family that is bringing its storied traditions to life right inside the breathtaking Antelope Canyon. Arizona is known for its natural beauty, and for the Antelope Canyon, the most photographed and visited slot canyon in the American Southwest, the storytelling goes far beyond the sweeping orange sandstone and breathtaking light beams. It's a sacred place on Navajo land.
You know, we asked our elders what's the symbolism to this canyon here that we are entering, and they started sharing stories with us, like they say that it's home of the big wind.
Dalvin Etzedy and his family, the Begay family, have been giving tours of the canyon for more than 30 years. Sharing centuries-old traditions.
We show them these things and their eyes open to it. Songs, storytelling, and then they see the culture. We try to have them embrace that. Bless us, watch over us. We want to walk in beauty.
Their tour is rooted in rituals, starting with a prayer as a sign of respect.
This is what we call the wall of fire. It lights up like that.
The generational storytelling established by the matriarchs started with Dalvin's 101-year-old grandmother, Pearl. Speaking in her native language, telling us it's wonderful to see the family business grow and traditions endure after all these years. Antelope Canyon Navajo Tours, just one of the many family-owned companies within their community that Dalvin says allow his people to live out what he calls the Native American dream.
It provides a lot of jobs for our people in our community right here, what we refer to as Lichi'i. At least 500,000 visitors a year that travel through here.
Gianna and Howard from Pennsylvania, among those grateful to witness the beauty and learn about a different culture.
To learn about the tribes and the history of it has been really great.
For Dalvin and his family, their hope is to leave visitors with a better understanding of Navajo Nation.
So Grandma, she'll always say, that means wherever you go, whatever you do, there's always kinship wherever you travel.
I am excited to be here right now with Denise Rosales, who owns the Native Art Market where we are right now, and also the Fry Bread Lounge next door, which is one of just a handful of Native-owned restaurants in the entire country. Denise, talk to us a little bit about why it's so important for you to bring a taste of this culture right here in Scottsdale where we are this morning.
Absolutely. So we wanted to share our own culture, our arts, food and
art and everything here that we see all around us.
Correct. And so we are the first and only Indigenous-owned gallery and restaurant here in Old Town. And here at the Native Art Market, it functions as a co-op, so that our artisans get direct deposits. And at the Fry Bread Lounge, we support Indigenous food producers, non-GMO, all gluten-free, except for the fry bread, of course.
Which we are going to try.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Now let's head over to Rebecca.
The last thing that you want is to let money stand in the way of spending time with your family and friends. That is so important. But nowadays, expectations and expenses can run high. So you're about to meet a woman who found a way to solve for both.
Does salary dictate friendships?
Millennials are being priced out of our own friendships.
Most adult friendships are built on income. We just don't like saying it.
When Paulette Perhatch wrote an article for the New York Times about finance gaps in friend groups, it was a topic that hit close to home.
When I decided to be a writer, I didn't think about how it would feel when my friends went into like fairly normal careers. And so I think I definitely spent more because I had friends who earned more money and could do that.
Paulette found herself having to make tough financial trade-offs that her friends didn't.
For them, it was an and. They could invest, stay out of debt, and get those nicer things and take those trips. For me, it was an or. So sometimes I would sacrifice to participate in what my friends were doing.
And Paulette is not alone.
Financial decisions or spending decisions are not unlike any other kind of decision that we make. I mean, we humans tend to copy each other. We're especially influenced by the people we know personally.
And while your friends' habits can influence you, research shows that your behaviors can have a ripple effect as well.
When you take positive steps in your life, when you get healthier, when you don't spend in an inappropriate way, and so on, it ripples out from the network and can affect dozens or hundreds of other people.
As for Paulette, she says opening up about her feelings actually strengthened her friendships.
Sometimes it takes one person to be more honest and to say, hey, here's what's really going on with me financially.
And we so appreciate Paulette for sharing her story and being vulnerable there. She even says that she and her friends now do a monthly meetup. They go over their budgets. No one has to share the actual numbers, but after their very first get-together, she and her friend realized they were both paying $80 a month for a subscription that they no longer use. They canceled it, and they're going to collectively, guys, save $1,000 a year. And we were just talking about the fact Friends has an episode about this. Bridesmaids has.
yeah.
So it's a real thing, but when you step out and you're willing to be a little vulnerable, you'd be surprised at how much impact it can have.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, let's head over to Lara.
We're back on GMA with Dr. Jackie Walters, a board-certified obstetrician and gynecologist who many of you know from the show Married to Medicine. This segment is sponsored by Pfizer, and Jackie is here as their spokesperson and a two-time cancer survivor to talk about the